right, our fourth presenter of the day, presenters in this case, Kyle Poole and Andy Sist, the co-founders of New Motion Beverages. Come on up. Hello.
How's it going?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you as
A mic for each of you. Your clicker, your timer.
All right. Hello, we are New Motion. We are in the startup phase preparing to launch. Our inspiration began in San Diego in 2014. At the time, we were working too much in engineering and business. In our free time, we were loving local beer, food, and cocktails. And our collective stomachs were calling out for a healthier alternative. In our search for something better, we came across the world of hard kombucha. Right away, we were hooked on the benefits, but something was missing. We couldn't find the same fun, excitement, passion, and bold flavors of the craft beer and cocktails we love.
Thank you.
After a ton of research and countless test batches, we finally channeled our vision. Now we want to share this revolution with the world. We think the future of beverages is one without choosing between craft and health. So we see ourselves as kombucha evangelists, spreading the word of crafted kombucha to all. We target consumers who are social innovators, artists, performers, chefs, brewers, and creators. We make kombucha for those who truly appreciate the craft culture, people who are in motion and like to invest in their experiences, including food, drinks, nightlife, and travel, and who know the value of quality. Craft beverage aficionados will find us in the burgeoning craft scene of Anaheim. We'll be located near the epicenter of fun and excitement in Southern California, down the street from Disneyland, Angel Stadium, and many other iconic destinations. This diverse location is central to other major cities and boasts easy access to a massive population and massive tourism opportunities.
So that's why our mission is to bring the craft movement to kombucha in a delicious, excellent, and charmingly familiar way. In contrast to the current offerings in the health-focused market we're in, we reject the idea that to do something good for yourself means that you have to sacrifice the exciting tastes and definitive experiences of visiting your favorite craft brewery or mixology bar. So that's why we craft all of our flavors with the same care and attention to detail like our favorite mixologists that we go visit at all of our favorite bars. So, the New Motion brand, we want to represent the movement of the industry moving forward, and we want to be part of that, away from the traditional assumptions that you have to divide health and fun. We want to go towards a future with endless craft beverage choices that can be enjoyed guilt-free. So, New Motion is going to follow a hybrid brewery model, serving in the tasting room as well as 4-packs of 16-ounce cans for sharing. We want to capitalize on the tourism marketing in our city so we can harvest major local accounts with self-distribution. We also want to join the Anaheim Brewers Guild to cultivate and harvest the opportunities of the Brew City Initiative. In addition, we're going to work closely with distributors to reach the rest of SoCal and beyond. Our efforts will be focused on craft-centric bars that send trends around the region, so come find us and get in motion with us.
Great stuff. You guys can share the mic, that'd be great. Slide over so the judges can see you. See, this was a perfect segue. Fred, a kombucha aficionado critiquing a kombucha brand. What do you think of New Motion?
I think New Motion brings a lot of, new perceptions to the space. What's interesting, both with Sufferfest and Athletic, and now you guys in the mantra of a body in motion stays in motion, is trying to reframe that drinking doesn't mean you have to be inactive and that you can actually do something during the drinking occasion. So I find that fascinating. I think visually you're starting to paint a new narrative for the alcohol space. I guess what I'm most interested in hearing from you is, to date, who are your consumers and what are those people like?
Our consumers are us. So we are the folks who, if the meal's appropriate, I like my whiskey neat. I drink IPAs regularly. I'll have a wine if I'm at a winery, but really there was a hole in our consumption where there was just something missing. There was a time where I was forcing, and he was forcing, and people we know, a beverage in that wasn't right. So it's folks who drink a variety of beverages, don't want to be pigeonholed in, and also, we didn't get to this, but ours is meant to be mixed into cocktails as well. So it's really something that can be for any occasion where you're kind of just missing that one beverage.
Carmen, you said you're bullish on non-alcoholic beer. As a beer executive, are you bullish on hard kombucha, and what do you think of New Motion?
I'm an executive. Catch that again?
That's what they say anyway, right?
Boss lady.
Yeah. Also bullish on kombucha. I think that the category has been growing exponentially. I'm curious about what alcoholic kombucha will do. And I think that my takeaway from your guys' presentation is really a lot of what we talked about today, and that's around culture. And I think that for me, there's some sort of gap that I can't really put my finger on. I think that you guys can do some work around identifying what your culture is, and that might help with the way that you're communicating the messaging on packaging, but also what it feels like to be part of New Motion. You know, what you guys yourselves are like. I think that you might want to lean into this whole engineering background because that comes across as true about you guys. And I think that's a good thing. So I think that maybe just like going into that might be a good space for you guys to play to really bring to life this thing that you're trying to do.
Yep, thank you very much. Yes, and we just to tack on, so we definitely want to have slightly empty vessel style marketing because we see that there's a lot of different folks who, like us, business people, day warriors, weekend warriors, people who are putting this into their free time. So I appreciate that, and we would love to lean in more to, how do we get the business people of the world as well as the creatives and the artists. Thank you.
Tom, it's your second time tasting the product. What do you think of this?
I'm going to be a little bit of a broken record. From my comments yesterday, but for me, again, the issue is that it's a little bit of acetic and yeast forward in the aroma. I'm definitely getting nice balance of the acid with the sweetness, and my only pushback again is, it says it's a blackberry mango flavored hard kombucha. I get more notes of peach. I think the cinnamon might be contributing to that perception, kind of taking it to more of a peach pie. I do question the ABV a little bit. If I really want to stay in motion, my personal feeling is I want to be around 3.5, 4.5. So I would push back on you a little bit to say is 6.5 the right ABV for this beverage, but otherwise I think it's a well-made hard kombucha.
Definitely, and we've considered that. That's why we also do naturally fermented kombucha, which is around 1.5 to 2% ABV. So we can fit definitely a product into your hand. It might not be the same exact product, but in terms of the way that we develop that flavor, and I appreciate the feedback because it's something we can actionably use, is that we build it cocktail style. So really, blackberry mango are the two key fruits we use, but really we're not trying to make it taste like blackberry or mango.
Ryan,
like many of our competitors try and do.
Non-alcoholic kombucha is a fast-growing market. You see the same growth potential for hard kombucha.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating space, and I think it fits a lot of the trends where people are going for health and wellness and functional, but also alcoholic. I guess the question I have is how are you guys approaching distribution from the standpoint of shelf stability, cold storage, cold transport, because that's going to be a challenge with traditional distributors?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
We're almost out of time, so you can just...
yeah, absolutely. So we plan on partnering with distributors that have a cold chain network. That's going to be huge when we actually go out to work with distributors and interview them to figure that out. In our production, we also plan on being fully cold chain once we keg and can, and we'll go directly in the cold box and stay cold. And that's a huge priority for us to stay in that network.
Dave, we're out of time again. One word about New Motion?
So I'm going to say that I'm the wrong guy to have sample kombucha. I don't have a passion for it, but I do like the flavor. Awesome. But I thought for sure that was peach. When I tasted it, I thought it was peach, and then when I looked at the graphics on the can, I had to go back and grab it a second time to read what it was on there because I was confused by that. But I did think it was a great tasting product.
Well done.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
great
you for
job,
the
guys.
feedback.
I can take the microphone. Great job. Thank you so much.